What is going on, everyone? I am the Yu-Gi-Oh! Scrub, but you can call me Bailey, and we are back at it again with some GOAT format content. You know it, you love it, it's what I do. Been playing some Edison recently. I've actually wanted to play a little bit more hat format. Let me know if you want to see that. I appreciate you guys who usually just say that you don't mind what I play. You're just kind of here to hang out and watch some old formats. I am a fan of hat format myself. It's kind of when I was old enough, this was when I was a kid, and I didn't play competitively when I was a kid, but I just looked at the cards and thought they were so cool. Hat format is kind of when I was playing a bit more, I was a little bit older, I understood how to build decks, and I just thought it was a really cool format. We can, maybe when I play that, I'll explain what I think makes a good format in my opinion, but today we are playing with Gradius, and you might be wondering, why do you want to use Gradius? It's a level 4 light machine, 1200 attack, 800 defense. That doesn't seem too good, and you would be right, it's not too good, but there's a really interesting card with Gradius's option here, which, if you don't know, it cannot be normal summoned or set. You basically target a Gradius, whatever the attack and defense on the field is of the Gradius, you special summon the Gradius's option. This gets the same attack and defense, and then if Gradius is removed from the field, so is Gradius's option. But it's a way to just get a free special summon and get another machine on the board for limiter removal, which of course just doubles the attack of the machines on the field, destroys them during the end phase, but it's not original attack and defense, it's just whatever. So if you can get a Gradius, and especially if you can equip it with something like a mage power with a couple of back row, then you go ahead and you boost up the Gradius, special summon a Gradius's option, and then you have two machines which you can just make really, really big with the limiter removal. For other machines, we are running the Cyberstein, Mechanical Chaser, and Jinzo. We went with Mechanical Chaser here because it is a dark, Cyberstein also a dark, and Jinzo dark to help support the BLS. Other darks, Breaker, the Magical Warrior, and Sandgang because they're good cards, and then the one Tribe because of course it's a great card. We are running 3 Giant Trunades and 1 Heavy Storm just to clear the back row so we can hopefully then make it nice and easy for us to summon or special summon the Gradius and Gradius's option and go for the big damage play. You know, it's kind of an OTK deck. Then we're running, of course, the Trinity, Pot of Greed, Graceful Charity, Delinquent Duo. To go with the 3 Giant Trunades and kind of stall the game, we're running 1 Swords of Revealing Light and then 2 of each Level Limit, Area B, and Gravity Bind. Basically, you guys can understand the idea is use these cards to just make so your opponent can't attack or doesn't attack, and then you just clean up with Giant Trunade. The only problem with the Area B that I'm seeing is actually because it's going to make them defense position. That might be not too great, but hopefully with a couple limiter removals, you'll be able to just clear that up with like 1 attack from a Gradius, and then hopefully Gradius's option is big enough to just OTK in 1 hit, because if you get like 2 limiter removals, you can get some pretty big and beefy monsters, though. Maybe I do switch this out for 1 card. You know what? I think we're going to bring Torrential in and take 1 Area B, put it in the side. Just so, you guys heard my logic. And this is kind of how my deck build. This is how my thought process goes. Other spell cards, Double Gnome, a Crossout. We're running the Premature Burial, Snatch Steal, MST, and then, like I said, the 1 Mage Power. No United We Stand, only because it kind of, it's good, but in theory, you're really only going to have Gradius on the field, and that's like the only guaranteed monster on the field. I suppose you could have others, but if Gradius is the only monster on the field, like 800 extra attack, I suppose, yeah, it is good for the Gradius's option. Makes it so the 2 limiter removals, because it'd be at 2,000 attack. You know what? Screw it. I'm talking myself out of it as I'm saying it. We're going to take out 1 Dust Tornado, take that Torrential out, and we're putting in the United We Stand. I suppose you could also go with like Megamorph, but I'm a little fearful of if we're higher in life points than my opponent, then Megamorph is going to actually weaken the Gradius, and that's obviously not good. And then other cards are just the Ring, Mirror Force, Call of the Haunted, and 3 Jar of Greeds, just because we're a combo deck. We want to make sure that we see our combo pieces, and you can chain it to like a Heavy Storm, whatever it might be. Side deck, couple Kaikus, a good Dark Monster to help hopefully deal with the chaos. Got Sakuretsu Armors, 1 Roulette Barrel. It's a light machine, but 2,000 defense is the real reason it's in there, just so if I need to bring it in against warriors, it can kind of be a body. I hate burn, and I like the idea of like using 2 limiter removals, having a monster at like 5,600 or something attack, and then Mystic Walking it before it goes to the graveyard during the end phase, and getting a bunch of life points, because if I understand, Mystic Walk is also, it's like whatever it was on the field. I don't think it's when it hits the graveyard, but we'll see if that comes up. I don't even know if it will. Token Thanksgivings to help clear those pesky scapegoat tokens that could give us some trouble, and then one Jowgen just so we don't hopefully see it if we run into like a Reasoning Gate Turbo matchup. Let's go ahead though, and we have talked about the deck enough. I know a lot of you actually seem to just enjoy the deck profiles. You know, you hear for the ideas I come up with, and then you click away for the actual content. For me, I think the games are pretty fun. Of course, now Dueling Book is doing Dueling Book things, and it's going to give me this spinning wheel of death and then say I'm disconnected. But that's fine. It's already the default, and it has been saved. So not too worried about this. I would just like it to end so I don't need to keep rambling for the sake of the video. Are you having a fantastic day today? I hope you're having a fantastic day. There we go. Gradius has been saved. Let's go ahead and go join the GOAT format ladder, clicking that button to join and this button for your viewing pleasure. And I've already wished you a fantastic day. So, you know, hopefully you've left the video and come back, and now it's a fantastic day. It's been a pretty good day for me. I been doing pretty well with my health metrics personally. You know, my heart rate's been down. I really want to crack into the 50s instead of 60s resting heart rate. I'm pretty close at like 61 to 62 right now, but I'm down from like 67 earlier in the year, so that's really good. My heart rate variability, you know, my Fitbit tells me all. Heart rate variability, which you want to be somewhat higher. It was like, oh, it's out of range today, and I'm like, that's weird, and I look, and it was high out of range, so that was pretty solid, pretty good, happy about that. The, you know, cutting journey has been going well, and I'm enjoying everything. Alright, we have Ring of Destruction, MST, BLS, Breaker, Trunade, Gravity, Bind. Let's wish my opponent some luck and fun. And then I think, do we summon the Breaker? Or do we just set Ring of Destruction? I think we're just going to set the Ring of Destruction and pass. I could summon the Breaker, but that leaves me pretty vulnerable to a Snatch Steal, because then I would have to Ring of Destruction my own Breaker, and I don't like the sound of that personally. He summons a Blade Knight. And do we take the 16? I think we take the 16, because in my mind, I can Trunade away whatever back row he sets, and then go ahead, summon the Breaker. He just sets 2 back row, we get Mirror Force, and Trap Dust Shoot is unfortunate, so that's going to kind of put a damper on these plans right here. But the Gravity Bind will be good at stalling this game out, hopefully. And maybe he takes BLS. Nope, he takes the Breaker, so I think that's the correct call. BLS, as of right now, is just sitting dead. I have no lights or darks. We will go ahead and I think just set the Gravity Bind and end our turn. Don't want to commit the Mirror Force quite yet. We will activate this Gravity Bind. And he passes turn. We get Gradius's option. We'll pass our turn again. But seeing the combo pieces we need to see. Graceful Charity. That's fine. So far looks like a pretty standard warrior list. Maybe Chaos Warriors, but, you know, all we've seen is Dust Shoot and Blade Knight. Discarding a Book of Moons, so maybe Flip Warriors, but I highly doubt it. Summons Mystic Swordsman, level 2. We'll Ring of Destruction that. We'll each take 900, but I'd rather get it off the board and not take 900 every turn. He passes his turn. We get a limiter removal. We will go ahead and set the MST. He knows we have Mirror Force, but he doesn't know anything else. Premature Burial's back. We'll MST the Premature Burial, stopping him from getting that level 2. We get another Giant Trunade. We will set it, potentially, just as a bluff. He might think it's that Mirror Force that we've been saving. Sets another back row. We get Tribe Infecting Virus. We'll pass our turn here. No need to summon the Tribe at the moment. And this is kind of what we want to see. I do think what we will do here is summon the Tribe, just to avoid discarding for hand size. Alternatively, we could, in theory, end our turn and discard Gradius's option to put a light in grave, but I don't like that idea. Putting the tribe on the board just kind of stalls this game out, gives us a body. Summons Breaker to get rid of our Gravity Bind. And then Smashing Grounds. Okay, so he's running Smashing Ground. Very interesting. We'll take 16. He turns the Blade Knight to defense. We get Nobleman across out. That's a dead card. We'll set the Mirror Force. We'll set the Nobleman. And pass our turn. We'll take 16 one more time. We get Mage Power. Alright, all we need is a Gradius, and then I think we're in a decent position. I would like it. He does flip it to attack, and we will Mirror Force, and are we going to see a Judgment? Nope, no Judgment, so Gradius would be great here. Come on. He sets a monster. Perfect, because that makes our Nobleman live, and we get another limiter removal. We'll flip Nobleman across out. Hitting the DD Warrior Lady. And here... Unfortunately, I think we set the other Trunade just as a bluff. We really need to see a Gradius. Pot of Greed. There's so many cards we could see right here. Summons a Blade Knight. We'll take 16. And we get a United We Stand. Where are all... I mean, I know we're running it to combo deck, but like, come on. We need a little bit more luck here. Alright, we'll admit defeat. Bring in Sakuretsu Armor. Bring in Roulette Barrel. Area B could be decent. What do we want? Let's take out Cyberstein, because he puts a lot of pressure on us pretty quickly. Noblemans don't seem too good. One more card needs to come out. Maybe it is the United We Stand. Going first again. And we get limiter removal. There's the Gradius we wish we saw last time. Delinquent Duo, Sakuretsu, Tribe, Gradius's option. So, start with the Delinquent Duo right away, of course. Hitting the middle card from my opponent's hand. I always choose the middle. Maybe someday some people will catch on to that. He goes ahead and sends a Exiled and a MST to the graveyard. We'll set our Sakuretsu Armor, summon Tribe Infecting Virus, and pass turn. The problem with the limiter removal Gradius is that you, like, in a weird way, you want Gradius to be big before you limiter removal, or before you summon the Gradius's option, but to make it extra big, you obviously want to use limiter removal. And so he gets a +1, trading Breaker and Tribe for the Sakuretsu Armor. We get our own Breaker. That's pretty solid. We'll summon the Breaker. Pop his Dust Tornado. Happy to see that gone. And then we'll just smack 16 at him. He gets Reinforcement of the Army. What's he going to get here? He has Dark Engrave and an Earth. Gets a Blade Knight. Does he have a back row to set? Or is he just going to ram? He does set a back row. Okay. We'll take 400 damage. We get a Gravity Bind. Alright, perfect. Set the Gravity Bind, pass turn. Goes to battle. We'll flip the bind, hopefully stopping him. Is it another Dust Tornado? Nope. We get Jar of Greed. Like to see that just power through our deck. Sets a back row. We draw, get Ring of Destruction. Use Jar of Greed. Get another Jar of Greed. We will set the jar. Okay, let's think here. If we set Ring of Destruction, we could do 1,600 to him. Nah, we'll save it for now. We want a couple more combo pieces. He passes. Get Call of the Haunted. Okay, I like that. We'll Jar of Greed. Getting a Sangan. Summon the Sangan. Pass turn. Puts Kaiku on the board. We get a Mirror Force, alright. I do think we'll set Mirror Force and call. We get Mage Power. Okay. All we're missing now is a Giant Trunade. And then I will feel very comfortable. We have 3 of them in our deck, along with Pot of Greeds and Graceful Charities. Unfortunately, he sees his own Graceful Charity. Discarding 2 lights. Are we going to see a BLS come out? Chiron the Mage. Discarding Premature Burial. And we will Mirror Force right now. Alright, he Judgments the Mirror Force. We'll take 800. Sangan will search. Getting us the Roulette Barrel. Do we go ahead and activate Call of the Haunted? I think we do. Getting ourselves the Sangan again. We'll take 600. But that will then allow us to search for the Gradius. And then we'll take 18. The idea here is just deck thinning, hopefully seeing the Giant Trunade. We get Pot of Greed. We'll activate the pot. Getting Gravity Bind, and there's the Giant Trunade. Okay, so let's just do some math here. Yeah, I think we have it, especially he's at 3,200. We will summon Gradius, set Ring, set Bind, activate Mage Power. This boosts it to 2,700. Gains 500 attack and defense. Doesn't really matter, though. What does that? What's 15 plus 8? 2,300. Special the Gradius' option. And then go ahead and use limiter removal. And just attack over Kaiku and Chiron. And that should be game. Our combo deck did what it was trying to do. Okay. Gotta say thank you. Okay, and finally, do we do anything different? Maybe Torrential over... I don't know. No. We're fine. Graceful Charity, called Haunted, limiter removal, Jar of Greed, Gradius as option. Snatch Steal. Alright. We will start with the Graceful Charity. Making sure that's okay. Alright, we'll draw Heavy Storm, Ring of Destruction, Gradius' option. And we'll discard, I think, Call of the Haunted. And, this is tough. One Gradius' option. He's already seen it. We'll set Jar of Greed and Ring of Destruction. Pass turn. The idea is I'm trying to bait him into setting a few more back row personally. That's my idea. He Dust Tornadoes away the ring. Summons Breaker the Magical Warrior. We'll chain Jar of Greed. Get the Gradius, okay. We'll eat 1600. Sets another back row. 2 back row. And we get Giant Trunade. Let's do some quick math here. 24 plus 24 plus 16 is not quite game. But we'll go ahead and use the Heavy Storm here anyways. He does Judgment. Well, 24 plus 16 equals 4,000. He uses Book of Moon. Ooh. That was a great play. I do think we go for it. We'll summon the Gradius. Summon Gradius as option. 1200. 800. And do I use the limiter removal? I do. Because with Snatch Steal, all it takes is 1 attack. If he summons a Blade Knight or a Kaiku, we'll take 18. Gets rid of Gradius and 1 Gradius' option. But if we get like a Trunade here, we get Roulette Barrel. Well, that's fine. We'll try to Snatch Steal the Kaiku. Go for an attack. Call of the Haunted. Getting his own Breaker. And nothing that we can get rid of there. We'll set the Roulette Barrel. Would not have been game even if we summoned the Roulette Barrel. He gains his 1,000. Summons Blade Knight, sets a back row, and just attacks over his Kaiku. We'll take 200. We get Tribe Infecting Virus. We can't do anything with it quite yet, so we'll just pass turn. Sets a back row. Roulette Barrel will be flipped. Blade Knight is not big enough to get over the barrel, which is why we brought it in. And Exiled Force will clear that up. We get Swords of Revealing Light. Happy to see that. We'll activate the swords. Pass turn. Breaker's gone. Could be Dust Tornadoes. MST that he top decks. Okay. We'll take 2,000 damage here. A little bit more. He's going to use Premature Burial for the Kaiku. $2,000, 1,800. And that's actually unfortunate, because now he has warriors and spellcasters. We get a Jar of Greed, and I don't think that's going to be enough. I mean, what we have to do is, of course, summon the tribe, declare, not set to grave, call spellcaster, and then pass turn, and hope he doesn't top deck a monster. Doesn't have lights and darks, so I'm assuming we'll take 400. But assuming he top decked a chaos monster, we get Area B. That can keep us alive. We get limiter removal. And the Heavy Storm will be game. GG's. Yeah, unfortunately we couldn't get it done. Let's go ahead and do one more match, I think. Maybe two, depending on how quick it goes. I think we're going to play against a Chaos Control deck here. Playing against Xenomon. Zane Omen. Alright, we're committing to scissors. And we win. Wishing my opponent some luck. And we get Breaker, Ring, Graceful Charity, Snatch Steal, MST. So here, do we summon? We summon the Breaker, give it a token, we'll set MST, because we have the MST to get rid of a Snatch Steal. Sets a back row, 2 back row and a monster. Alright, we will MST the second back row, Regeki Break. We get Premature Burial. We'll try to pop this back row. It was a Jar of Greed, alright, no problem. Well then, Graceful Charity. Getting Mechanical Chaser, Swords, Area B. I think we discard Mechanical Chaser. And, this one's tough. We'll go Area B. Then try to attack. Spy. Yep. So we'll take 400. Set Ring of Destruction, pass turn. MST's the Ring of Destruction. We'll pop one of these Gravekeeper Spies. Summons a Tsukiyomi. And just attacks over this Breaker. That's A-okay by me. We get a Jar of Greed. We'll set Jar. Activate Swords, pass turn. We get Pot of Greed this time. Not the Jar. We'll activate Pot. Getting a Limiter. And a Trunade. We'll go ahead and just activate the Jar. No reason not to. Get a Gravity Bind. And then I think we'll just... He's used MST, we'll set the Gravity Bind, no reason not to. Turn 2 on Swords. We get the Gradius. Now, what? Okay, let's think. 1200 plus 37 plus 24 is definitely game. So we will go for the Trunade. Then go ahead and activate Snatch Steal. Turn this to attack. Activate Premature Burial. Paying 800. Getting Mechanical Chaser. Summon the Gradius. Activate Limiter. 2400. And 3700 respectively. Special Summon the Gradius is option. And attack for game. Alright, there we go. Okay, so we saw Roulette Barrel can be good at getting rid of spies. So can the Torrential Tribute. Kaiku, I think, will be better than Cyberstein's pretty good. Get rid of this United We Stand. Get rid of the Area B. And what else? I like to keep all my Trunades because we really want to see those. Maybe one Jar of Greed. Opening hand looks pretty good. Pot of Greed, Snatch Steal, Mage Power, Mirror Force, Nobleman. He is looking like he's playing a Chaos Turbo deck. We've seen Tsukiyomi, Spy, Regeki Break, now Thunder Dragon. Plus an Upstart Goblin, giving us 1,000 life points. And now Graceful Charity. 12 cards into his deck, turn 1. Gotta love it. Discarding a Sinister Serpent, because why would he have something bad? And 1 Thunder Dragon, so we know he has 1 Thunder Dragon in hand, sets a back row, and 1 monster. We get Mechanical Chaser. We'll go right ahead and just activate this Nobleman across out. Hits the Gravekeeper Spy. That's a fantastic hit. Getting rid of a couple of spies. Well, 1 spy. Maybe the other's in hand, or he's only running 2. We'll use Pot of Greed. Getting Heavy Storm and Call of the Haunted. We'll just summon the Mechanical Chaser and try to attack. Setting Mirror Force and ending our turn. He Dust Tornadoes the Mirror Force, A-OK by me, and he sets a back row using the Dust Tornado second effect that doesn't see much play, but could come in handy for him. Maybe Jar of Greed, maybe a Regeki Break. He sat in standby phase for a little bit, so it makes me think it could have been a Regeki Break. That's what I wanted the Mirror Force set for, it was the Tsukiyomi. Goes to end phase, still only 1 back row. We get another Nobleman across out. I will just pass turn. I want him to hopefully commit 1 more back row. Summons a Breaker. 1900 damage. We get Cyberstein. Okay, do we have game here? Cyberstein, 19 plus 42 plus 7. Yep, okay. Activate Heavy Storm. Hits a Regeki Break. Activate Snatch Steal. Summon the Cyberstein. Pay 5,000. And he was not happy. We were going to summon Master of Oz, and then we just have, obviously, more than enough damage. But that's the power of this deck, and unfortunately, I know it's not the longest of videos, only 34 minutes, but that is going to be it from me today. I don't have too much time to record, just going to, end it on a high note, beating Chaos Turbo, losing to Warriors, but honestly, it was a relatively close loss to Warriors. Is this deck great? No. Is this deck pretty fun? Honestly, yes. I'd say the only thing that makes it really annoying is the fact that the limiter removals are best as a damage step tool, and like I said, you kind of want to boost up your gradius before special summoning the gradius' option, but in a way it doesn't really matter. Like, gradius' option is kind of like added copies of limiter removal, because whether you use like double limiter in the main phase and then special summon the gradius' option, this gets boosted ×2 and then this gets special summoned, versus if you special summon the gradius' option first, then limiter removal, they're both just getting boosted ×2, but it's like the same thing. So it doesn't really make any difference, but it's fun. It's a very interesting deck. I like Gradius' option as a card. It just seems really, really cool. Kind of got a little sacky against my opponent in that match, but, I like doing what we're trying to do. It's always fun when you're playing these combo decks and the combos actually go off, and we didn't even need BLS. We didn't summon him once. Gotta love to see that. You gotta include it when you're playing lights and darks, but it feels good when you're able to win without relying on BLS top decks or just BLS for game, because he's a house of a card, though kind of cheap wins sometimes. But that's all I have for you today. Thank you all for watching. Let me know what you want me to play in the future, whether it's GOAT, Edison, or Hat format. I know you guys want me to try other formats too. Honestly, those are the three I'm most interested in, but maybe someday I'll try out, like, redo format or Critter. I don't know. I have to do some research because I just don't know anything about those formats. But thank you all for watching. I'm the YuGiOh Scrub, and goodbye.